So we've heard that, actually he told me that this is the first day that absentee ballot has issues.
Yes.
So what do you think about the issues about the ballot? You know, not only the absentee ballot, but also we are thinking about the mailing ballot issues as well.
Well, with SB 202, we've actually increased the number of days of early voting. Mm-hmm. And if you look back in the primary that we had in the spring, we had 1.9 million people show up to vote, which is almost 850,000 more people we've ever had before. So we're having record turnout, record registrations, and now we have photo ID for all forms of voting. So if you want to vote absentee, it's still no excuse based, but it's photo ID with the driver's license.
Okay.
When you show up to vote in person, it's also photo ID. So what that does is give people confidence in the security of the system, and that's why I think we're seeing record turnout.
So you mean the laws has been changed to the safe?
As you see, we have even record turnout after the passage.
Yes,
we also have 17 days of early voting, and what we saw is we added one additional day of mandatory Saturday voting, and we had very strong turnout. So that's really been very helpful for all the counties.
Okay. MAGA voters, you know, the pro-Trumpers, they are always arguing about the rhino issues. What are you going to say to them?
Well, I'm just a regular old conservative Republican. It's not about so much about labels. It's really about following the law and following the Constitution. And what we've shown in Georgia, that as Secretary of State, I'll follow the law, follow the Constitution. I'll make sure everyone has the opportunity to vote. And now we have 17 days of mandatory early voting, election day voting, and then no excuse absentee voting.
I see. We also know that the prosecution is going on right now for the 2020 elections. Is there any comments on that?
No, it's just really, that's a legal process. I'm not a lawyer, I'm an engineer, and I'm making sure that everyone has the opportunity to vote and you have fair and honest elections here in Georgia.
What is your position? That 2020 election was safe or nothing wrong about that, or?
Well, I've traveled throughout the entire state. After the election, people were surprised, how did President Trump come up short? But what happened is that 28,000 Georgians, they did not vote for anyone for president, and yet they voted down ballot for other races. And the Republican congressmen actually had 33,000 more votes collectively than President Trump. And that's why President Trump came up short. But there weren't thousands of dead people. There was only 4 dead people. There weren't any underage voters. There weren't thousands of felons. There were just less than 74. So every single allegation that was raised and every allegation that was challenged, we went ahead and we investigated it so that people could have confidence. These are what the results are. Okay. As a Republican, I know we were all disappointed in the results, but the results were what the results were.
Okay, one last question.
Yes,
that most of Asian voters, Asian Americans, they actually seems to be lean to Democrats because the Democratic Party has a political frame that they are very familiar with the immigrant people. So, what are you going to say? Why do we have to vote for you?
Well, because I think what I've shown is we'll have fair and honest elections. I believe in the rule of law. But also, if you look at my construction business, my engineering business, it really looks like the virtual United Nations. Because what we do is we hire people based on their abilities to do the job. And that's what you're really seeing throughout America. Business owners, small business owners, are looking for people to hire for those jobs. And they don't really care where they come from. They're just looking for someone that is a good engineer, someone that is a good electrician, good plumber. And so that's really opportunities for everyone. I think when people understand that really this America is the beacon of freedom for the entire world, because what we're looking at is giving people that economic opportunity to lift themselves up and their family themselves up so that they can all have economic freedom. It's all about liberty and the freedom to choose who you want to choose in your elections.
Do you have any other additional comments for the Korean Americans?
No, I think that people are pretty much all the same all over the world, that most people are kind. Most people want to have honest and fair elections, and that's what we fight hard in Georgia to do. Make sure we have fair and honest elections so everyone gets the opportunity to vote. And if you aren't registered to vote, you still have time to register to vote. So I'd encourage everyone, if you aren't registered to vote, go out and get registered so you can vote and participate in the upcoming fall election.